I'm Lee Scully. I'm an associate investment advisor at Biscop Cross-Border Investment Services, and we are a small group of investment advisors based here in Nova Scotia, and we have clients all over North America, in the US and Canada, and we're going to introduce ourselves, talk about who we are and what we do. And Stephen, I will start with you because this all started way back when you started in the business. Maybe you want to introduce yourself and talk about how you started everything.
Well, I'm Stephen Bishop, and I started in the business. Well, I started entering the business in 1985. I got my license in 1986. So my first brokerage license I got in 1986. And back then, it was very different because we're going back 40 years.
Back when you had hair.
I had lots of hair back then. And the business was different. You know, the business back then was, we were stockbrokers, stock and bond brokers. And we traded stocks and bonds, and mutual funds pretty much didn't exist. No one wanted them. It wasn't anywhere close to what it is today with full services and cross-border services and financial planning services and estate planning services and so on. It was, you know, the industry was, we were stock and bond brokers, basically. And, you know, and then as the years went by, things evolved and the industry evolved. The banks in Canada, the banks bought up the brokerages and the insurance companies, and that changed things a lot. And then here we are today, you know, here I am today, 40 years later, with a U.S. securities license and a Canadian securities license, and offering, you know, a specialized cross-border investment service for the people that move from the States to Canada, or from Canada to the States, that need help with the complicated structures for continuing to manage their brokerage accounts the way they need to. So it's been quite a journey, yeah. So I mean, I've got lots of stories and lots of stories, but if we're going to talk about where, you know, the group and the team and who everybody is and how we work, we should probably focus on that and then save the other stories for another podcast.
A couple other episodes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We could probably fill a few.
Yeah. So you were a one-man wolf pack back in '86, and then now we're 5 of us and growing. Yeah. We've got 2 offices. We're now cross-border. We offer financial planning, investment management. We've got connections to tax planning, and it's really full service. Whereas planning. When you started, it was more about the stock trading.
So we were stock and bond brokers.
Right.
That's all it was. It was new issues. You know, something was coming to market. It was very simple.
Right. And nowadays it's more about a full encompassing service. So that's why we have a team now, right? We have Heather and Lisa, who've been with you for a long time. Yeah. Maybe you want to talk about their roles and how they've helped you and their part in our practice now.
Well, Lisa Muse, Lisa's been with me, I'm going to say at least 35 years as my admin, or one of my admin people. And I mean, she's just like my family. Fully licensed, very capable, understands everything, probably understands the industry more than most advisors out there, because she has 35 years of it under her belt. So she runs the office that we have down in Yarmouth, Nova Scotia. And then there's Heather, who's my sister-in-law.
Not your wife.
Not my wife. Everyone sees the last name, and you know it's so. But no, Heather's my sister-in-law. So Heather was in the banking industry since she finished school, and then Heather's been with me probably, I think, 15 or 16 years, maybe, after she left the banking industry. And so she's, our office admin here in New Minas, Nova Scotia. And then we've got you, of course, who...
I think I showed up on your doorstep
when you
close to a decade ago, and you couldn't get rid of me. And
no,
I'm
I couldn't
still
get
around,
rid of you.
so.
Yeah, you showed up here. You were in your, second or third year at university and looking for, what was it, a placement or
summer
summer placement.
Role.
Yeah, I didn't have any money to pay you. I couldn't afford to pay you, but we stayed in touch, and you pursued your careers, and here you are, 10 years later, and fully licensed, U.S. licensed, Canadian licensed, and doing a lot of stuff for me and with me, day to day. And
I think it works out well because we're very similar, and I'm kind of the Steven 2.0, and I'll keep things going as you decide to go out and chill on the beach somewhere. Or take your trips, and
we all have to be realistic with life. So there's a point where things change, and so one of the things we have done here, and with you as well, is we're aware of this, and we're making sure that if something did happen to me unexpectedly, then things continue, right?
And if something happens to me, we've got Justin,
our
fifth member.
And then we've got our fifth member, Justin Bishop, who's my nephew.
Right.
And Justin's learning the business with us and doing his licensing and coming up through the ranks in the group and helping with a lot of stuff. So it's a good structure. We've got good people, skilled people, highly qualified people in the group, and also a continuity plan within the group. So it's which is important.
Yes.
Especially when we're doing a specialized cross-border service.
Right.
It can't be just it can't be all based on me, right? Because me someday isn't going to be here for one reason or another, and we have to be real about that. But when that day comes, things go on.
That's
and
right.
They go on following the same processes and the same visions and ideals and strategies that we develop together over the years.
That's right.
So it's a good group, and and young people are important. You can't just have old people, and
I think we have a good mix of experience and newer faces like myself and Justin, and
energy levels.
And caffeine levels in the morning. And
I don't have the same energy level I did when I was your age, that's for sure. So but that helps.
I'm sure. So we've been doing it for a long time, and we'll continue to do it for a long time. And there's continuity and there's familiarity. A lot of our clients have been around for a long time, and they'll have a familiar face whenever they come to see us. And
and anyone new coming on board today can rest assured that we do have a solid structure and a solid parent firm, Raymond James as the parent firm, and a continuity plan and succession plans.
Exactly.
So someone coming on doesn't really have to worry too much about, well, what happens if something happens to you, Stephen? Right? Well, that would be a bigger issue for me than them, I guess. But in the end, the answer is things go on.
Yeah,
they'll always carry on.
They'll always know who they're dealing with, and we'll be familiar faces to them. And
and because we work as a group,
right,
we work as a team and we work as a group. So it's not that there's one advisor in the office that has a life event where they're no longer working, let's say, and then they just get flipped over to somebody down the hallway, because that's a big deal in my mind, and that's why I didn't structure it that way.
Right.
Because you need to have the continuity where the people are all working together with the clients on the same page, same visions, same everything. So if something happens to the lead advisor, that there's no real disruption other than the fact that something's happened with the lead advisor. So
that's right.
It was a lot of work to
over 40 years. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was a lot of work, to get with cross border to get us where we're at. But we're there, and it's a good group of people, and we'll probably have more.
That's right. Yeah.
People. So
I think that's us in a nutshell. Really, we're a small, tight-knit group. We're an agency of a larger organization that's fairly reputable. We've been doing this for a long time. We'll continue to do it for a long time, and look forward to meeting new people. And we're always here, based in Nova Scotia, but present across Canada, across the U.S.
Across the big space.
That's us in a nutshell. So hopefully that helps people understand who we are, what we do, and I'm sure they'll get to know us a lot better as they meet us, talk to us, watch our podcasts, and that's who we are.
Yeah, that's who we are.
Perfect.